Welcome back. I'm now joined by Paballo Thekiso from Independent Newspapers, who's the Deputy Pictures Editor. Paballo, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
I want to get straight into the to the question of photos. You know, we often don't know who you guys are. We just see your images appear in our media.
Yeah.
How do you go about choosing a picture? If you have to choose a picture of JZ to go with a story, talk us through the selection process.
So the selection process is actually quite easy. We have a conference where we meet with all HODs and we discuss the story and say, okay, because of this story, this is the perfect picture that we're going to use. And obviously, depending on what kind of story we're pushing, we will try to get a picture that will reflect the story. So,
okay, speaking of pushing, why do you guys always choose this picture of Jason? I mean, look at that. There's a guy pushing up his glasses. It's not a particularly flattering picture. And in our pre-interview with you about this particular topic, you want to convey the impression that, you know what, you guys are fairly innocent. You just choose for accuracy. Tell us how you come about choosing a picture like that, if you do.
So look at this picture. We are there to capture moments, right? And if it happens, Jay-Z puts his finger on his glasses and using the wrong finger, and the story is about Nkandla and the money spent, you're trying to get something that will somehow send the message to say, for an example, we know the president has refused in many a times to admit that there's something wrong that happened. And that can be related as either him saying, I don't care or whatever. So if you use a picture like that, it might send that kind of a message to say, hey, I'm not bothered. But to be honest, we don't ask him to do this. He did it and we captured the moment and put it in the newspaper.
No, I get you. But what I'm trying to reveal is that there's nothing innocent about it. I mean, let's go to Oscar Pistorius, right? Here you have a divisive character. You have people who love the dude, you have sympathy, who thinks he's not really a murderer, even though a court found it. Let's look at this picture. There you have him. He's crying. Now, I don't know, I mean, what emotions come up for you when you see this picture as a photographer?
Look, I mean, like you said, there are people who are for him and against him. If you see a moment like that, the guy is in deep pain, he's crying, whether he's faking it or not. The fact is there's a moment in front of you, so you need to capture it and relay the message. So when I look at this picture and Oscar just got sentenced to 6 years and this is the emotion, you're trying to relate that to the reader and say, listen, the man is distraught.
But do you think that you have commitments, whether they be ideological, whether they be moral, that drives the process of choosing the pictures that you give your editor?
Look, yes, I mean, we listen to the story, we check where the story is going, and we try to relate that in our pictures.
But it's not a value-neutral process, is it? There are biases that you have to own up to as a photographer as well.
It depends how you read it, you know. But if I'm out on a story, and the story says Cloudy censoring whatever the SABC, I look for a picture that will try to tell that story.
Speaking of which, if a picture like that, I mean, I feel sorry for them. This is the latest cover for the viewers of Financial Mail. You look at a picture like that, and it's not even the worst. Why do most of the pictures that you guys seem to have of Schlaudy on file have the guy with bloodshot eyes? It looks like he's going to come for your babies. You don't want to see him in a corridor. Are you deliberately trying to find pictures of Schlaudy that make him look like a scoundrel?
You know, that's not what we're trying to do. Like I said earlier, there are images that, I mean, when we photograph Cloudy, he's very, like, you know, he's out there, he's speaking like this and that. So he's portraying himself like that, you know. So we don't go out and trying to make him look like that. He speaks like that. So we capture the moment, really. We don't go out and try to sabotage the guy. But we try to relate the picture to go with the stories. So.
Okay. And then a final picture. Just I love Slayerina. She won yesterday. 22 Grand Slams. I mean, how awesome is this picture?
Amazing.
And this is a lovely one because I think this was just taken by a normal person, not a professional. And you see that. What's the first thing that comes into mind for you?
Victory. I mean, it's excitement, victory. It's emotional. It captures everything about what happened yesterday. So again, going back to pictures, this happened in a second, and it reflects so many things. You know, I've done it, and it's amazing.
Power,
exactly. So you can read so much into a picture. It's not always the photographer's fault.